Hello everybody, hope you are doing well. Welcome back to Chapter 4, Animal Kingdom, Session 4. Let me brief you what I did in my previous class, that is Session 3. In Session 3 of Animal Kingdom Chapter 4, I explained you phylum Porifera. So in phylum Porifera, we studied general characters or salient feature. We studied 10 salient features, and I also explained you few important definitions or concepts that you should be knowing. If you have already missed this class, attend session 1, 2 and 3, then only attend this session 4, or else most of the terms are here used is for Latin and Greek. If you don't attend my past 3 sessions, today's class will be totally Greek and Latin for you. So better attend the previous class and then you can attend this class. I believe everybody is ready with your pen, book, pencil, etc. We'll get into the class. Well, today's class we are going to study the second phylum called phylum Coelenterata. Coelenterata phylum is also called as phylum Cnidaria. So you have to remember both the name Coelenterata as well as Cnidaria. Now, before studying the general characters or salient feature, we should be knowing what does this Greek or Latin term Coelenterata means. Coel means, if you have already attended my previous class, we came across a word called as coelom. Coelom means internal body cavity. So let this seal, exactly we are not getting into the meaning of this one. Seal means you will get a hint, something like coelom or some cavity word is getting mentioned over here. Enteron. Enteron refers to the digestive system. Okay, so we should understand there is something seal, body cavity or something like digestive system may be getting formed in this primitive type of phylum. Now, the first point, the name Cnidaria is derived from Cnidoblast. Here, okay, Cnidaria, C is silent. The first term, Coelenterata, the another term, Cnidaria, C is silent, you have to read it as Cnidaria. How this phylum got this name? So Cnidaria is taken from the term Cnidoblast. Blast means cells. Cnidocytes in my previous class, choanocytes in poriferans I mentioned. Cytes once again refers to cells. These meanings you have to put it in your mind, you have to note it down in your book. So I may not mention, I may go fast in my previous class thinking that you have done very good revision of session 1, 2, 3. What are these cnidoblast or cnidocytes? They contain the stinging capsules or nematocytes. Once again, one more new word, nematocytes. The word nemato in English means, nemato means thread, daratara. Cytes means cells. So these cnidoblasts, cnidocytes or nematocytes are present on the tentacles of the body. Tentacles. Once again, I'll pause this point for a while so that I will explain the other point, and once you get the structure, you'll come to know what are these tentacles. Tentacles most of you will be knowing, but still I want to make it clear after explaining 1 or 2 points. They are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile, free swimming and radially symmetrical. So in second point itself, we are coming across many terms to be understood. Aquatic anta helidre neeralli iranta organisms. Aquatic means the organisms which are found in water. Aquatic conditions are of 2 types. Fresh water and marine. Make a note of it. Aquatic organisms are of 2 types. Fresh water means river water, sihi neeru. Okay, river water, and the other one is marine water. So 2 types of Aquatic forms we'll find in organisms, both in plants and animals. Aquatic form is of two types, fresh water and the other one is marine water. Hope this fresh water and marine water is clear for you. Now a new term, sessile or free swimming. Sessile or free swimming. I will break the point here. Sessile, in my previous class I mentioned, poriferans are attached. They are non-motile. Sessile, also you can keep in mind, some are sessile and some are free swimming. Sessile means, for time being, you can keep in your mind as attached form. Fix ಆಗಿರುವಂತ animals ಗಳು which cannot move, the organisms which are fixed and cannot move, non-motile, are called as sessile organisms. Some are also free swimming. If you keep jellyfish in your mind, you might have seen jellyfish, most of you, in TV. Jellyfish is found swimming. So the animals which can move around freely, they are called as free swimming or free living. Hence these organisms are found in water. We are using the term free swimming. Radially symmetrical. Session 2. Session 2 of chapter 4, Animal Kingdom. I have explained what does radial symmetry means. Radial symmetrical organisms are those whose body, when cut through any plane through the central axis, you get two equal halves. I gave you the example of starfish, but starfish do not belong to phylum Coelenterata. I just mentioned starfish because it will be easy for you to understand the concept of radial symmetry. Here, you need not write the definition of radial symmetry. You can just mention coelentrates are aquatic and most of them are found in marine water. Some are sessile, means attached, and some are free swimming, and all coelentrates are radially symmetrical. You can just mention they are radially symmetrical, need not explain the definition while speaking about the general characters, unless this radial symmetry is asked as a separate question for you. Hope there is no doubt for you. They exhibit tissue level of body organization. My session 1 of Animal Kingdom. Session 1, there I said the first level is cellular level. In Porifera you saw the body was formed at cellular level of body organization. Now, as I said, we are proceeding from one phylum to another phylum. We can see many advanced characters. ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲಮ್ ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲಮ್ ಹೋಗೋ ತನಕ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಫೈಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆನಲ್ಲೂ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. In previous phylum we saw it was cellular level of body organization, but now it is advanced. Coelentrates are tissue level of body organization. Now the maximum best thing that is formed in the body to cover up or to take over all the body function is tissues. Tissues are formed in phylum Coelenterata. So here you need not explain what is that. You can just tell coelentrates have tissue level of body organization. Coelentrates have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening. Now, gastro, you might have come across this word. Gastro, gastric juice. So, gastro, you can assume now, in this organism, there is central gastro. Though the body is tissue level organized, gastro, there is something digestive system like structure is getting formed. There is an initiation to the digestive system to form. So here digestive system, gastro refers to digestive system. Vascular, we studied open type of circulatory system, closed type of circulatory system. Vascular system in animals refers to what? Circulatory system. Digestive, gastro, circulatory, vascular. Most of the students in my theory class when I ask what do you mean by vascular system, almost 90% of students mention xylem and phloem. Yeah, you have studied xylem and phloem as vascular system in plants, but when it comes to animals, vascular system refers to blood system, circulatory system. So in this fourth point, we can come to a conclusion that digestive system and circulatory system, there is an initiation to form. And this gastrovascular cavity, there is a single cavity which performs both this function, but not a dedicated digestive system and a dedicated vascular system is not yet formed. But this gastrovascular cavity with a single opening is formed. I'll just draw a diagram. Assume this is the jellyfish now. This cavity, okay, this cavity, what I am drawn here with a opening, okay, this you can assume this as opening. This cavity, it is something like the socks what we wear, open on one side, open on one end, and other side it is blind. Innond kade opening illa, socks tara. Don't use this term while explaining. One side opening and other side it is blind. This cavity, now this cavity what I have drawn is called as gastrovascular cavity. It is also called as a term coelenteron. Coelenteron. That's why the name coelenterata. And I have not exactly said why cnidaria. I said cnidoblast, cnidocytes, nematocytes, but I have not shown you how exactly it is. So I have kept that first point pending. Now they have a central digestive vascular cavity with a single opening. So what this cavity may perform, it may perform a part of digestion and a part of circulation. But it is not a well-formed digestive or vascular system. This fifth point is familiar for you now. They are diploblastic. So once you should come to know that once we speak about tissue level of body organization, tissue means layers of cells are formed already. The cells which are specific in function and origin and structure. Now, coelentrates are diploblastic. Diploblastic, I have explained in session 2. Diploblastic organisms are those whose body is made up of two germ layers, outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. Here, while speaking about general characters, we need not explain the definition. You can just mention coelentrates are diploblastic animals. Okay, if they ask you a definition, what are diploblastic animals, give an example, then you can write the definition what is there in the study material, not your own sentence. Moving on to the next point. Some of these species live in colonies. Some are solitary. Some are solitary. Okay, this solitary is getting hidden behind the diagram what I have drawn. So I'll read it once again. Some of these organisms live in colonies. Colonies means living together as a bundle. Colonies, you know, in humans also we find colonies like police colony, electric board colony. Why police colony and electric board colony I am mentioning? In police colony, you may find only police there, maybe like inspector, constable, etc. But that colony is dedicated for police people. Railway colony, if you take, you may find different types of railway employees, but all of them are railway employees. Similarly, like electricity, electric board colony also. This colony word is actually very, very important for you. Okay, why? I will explain you with a diagram within a couple of minutes or 5 minutes. So some species live in group colonies. Examples, corals. Corals diagram I'll show you, means coral photography I'll show you. And some are solitary. Jellyfish and all, if you see, they move solo. They will be alone. Okay, they will be separate. They don't club together and form a colony. And also they live alone like Hydra. Hydra diagram you are going to draw in practicals, and I will show you the diagram of Hydra later. So the concept is Some of the coelentrates live in colony, some live alone. Now, in coelentrates or cnidarians, corals skeleton is made up of calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. Most of the aquarium, you can see aquarium is the setup what they keep, a glass one, and they keep fishes in that. Most of the aquarium you can see a white color structure, dry, hard, tree-like structure. They keep it for decorative purpose. This hard white structure is nothing but the skeleton of corals. So when this organism is alive, it will be brightly colored, and it will be, if you'll get confused looking at that coral, you'll just confuse it with plants. Once they die, that skeleton will become hard. They keep it as a showpiece inside the aquarium. So why am I telling this? Because you can see it is a white color hard structure that shows it is made up of thick deposition of calcium carbonate. So why this corals have skeleton? So what is the role of this calcium carbonate? They form the skeletal support for the body. In the previous phylum we studied spicules and spongin fibers. They give support. Here, in these corals, this skeleton made up of calcium carbonate gives them structural support. Here, this point is very, very important from the point of your examination also. Corals have two basic body forms, polyp and medusa. Many a time this is asked in your examination. Polyp and medusa, ಎರಡು body forms ಇದೆ. So before speaking about this, before I explain this point, I will go to a diagram. This diagram is not there in your textbook, but in all degree classes, if you study zoology, you will come across this diagram. Familiar diagram for those degree students. Don't get panicked, don't get worried. This is just for an explanation. This diagram you are not going to read. I believe without understanding this diagram, you will not understand that 8th point. Now, you can see an organism here, this one. If I ask you a question, does it look like a plant? 99% of you will tell yes, isn't it? How many plant? If I ask, you will tell, sir, one plant. Now, I will modify your answers. This is not a plant. This is a attached coelenterate animal. Attached coelenterate animal. So only I said sessile. Sessile. Attached. So this is non-motile. It's not a free-living organism. So one of your answer I modified. I said it is not a plant. It is a coelenterate animal. Now second part of your answer I will edit now. This is not a single animal. This is a colony of animal. Idu ondu group of animals. Idu ondu animal du colony. Many will be there. Thousands of animals are looking like this circled one single animal. So as I said, this is a attached animal. This is a attached group of colony. Colony means consisting of many animals. Now here you can see a cup-like structure, a branch-like structure. Can you see here? I'm just circling, half circling. Okay. This cup-like structures are having tentacles. Tentacles are easy to understand because you have seen octopus, right? Octopus the kaigal nodidira, adunu now tentacles anta heltivi. So what is the function you have seen octopus? It will attack, it will capture the food, it will eat. It uses these tentacles as offensive and defensive in function, and also it helps in feeding itself. So now these tentacles, which are like thread-like, finger-like, not finger-like, long thread-like. If you see, these tentacles will be having these cells. Okay, these cells are, as you know, cells are microscopic in function. These cells are called as cnidoblast. Our first point in coelenterata: cnidoblast, nematocyst, cnidocyst. Now, what is this nidocyst? Once again, this diagram is not important for you, but you have to understand how it is. Now, if you see this is a cell, blast. As I said, nidoblast, nidocyte. Blast means cell, cyte means cell. Now, this nidoblast will be having this long filament. You can see a long filament. ಥ್ರೆಡ್ ತರ ಇದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಯಾಟೋಸೈಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಥ್ರೆಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ನೀಡೋಸಿಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಅ ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಮುಳ್ಳು ತರ, ಶಾರ್ಪ್ ಥಾರ್ನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಮುಳ್ಳು ಚುಚ್ಚಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದರ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್. You have to just know how that nidoblast will be there. Hence, this nidoblasts or nidocytes or nematocysts are present in the tentacles of coelentrates. Coelentrates also have the other name based on the name of this cells. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೆ coelentrate ಆಗಿ coelentrata ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, nidaria ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Hope now the first point of coelentrata is clear. Coming back to this diagram, as I mentioned, this is a colony of attached organisms, that is coelentrates. I said there are cup-like structures there, branches. There you can see tentacles. These tentacles helps the colony for nutrition. As I said, in colony of police, there will be inspector, there will be constable. But if you see the workload, constable will be doing a different work and inspector will be doing a different work. But they live in police quarters. Similarly here, this group of organisms which look like a branch, they have tentacles. They take the work only of nutrition. Nutrition work ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. Capturing of food, putting inside and digestion, whatever it is. And you can see another type of cups here. Okay, these cups, we call it as, these cup-like structures in these branches, we call it as polyp. Very important term. Polyp means what? It is a fixed cup-like structure. Now, in that two types are there. The first one, as I said, they are having tentacles provided with that nidoblast, and they will take up nutrition as their function. Here you can see one more one, which I am circling it again. Here, in this, it is having some buds. BUDS. Kannadadalli moggu antare, like rose bud, like that. It looks like bud of a plant, so they call it as bud. And these buds, we call it as medusa. We call it as medusa. Medusa means round cup-like structures. So medusa buds, they escape. Adu illinda escape agutte. They escape from this opening. They come out. This is the bud, and you can see there also you can find tentacles. These medusa buds, once they come into the water, so this entire thing is under the water. Keep in mind. Once it comes out of that branch or the polyp, it will be a inverted cup-like structure. Cup na ulta madang irtade. Assume jellyfish. Cup na ulta madang irtade, or like a umbrella shape, and they will be free swimming. They will be free swimming. So now you see the circled one. This one is a attached form, whereas this one, medusa, are free living organisms belonging to the same colony. These medusa come out, they grow in size, they look like jellyfish, or it can be jellyfish. They look like jellyfish, they will be free swimming in the water, they grow in size, they get sexually matured. They release the gametes. Gametes means egg and sperm in the water. Egg and sperm will fuse in the water itself. Egg matte sperm fertilize in the water. They undergo division. And they become larva. Like frog we saw. Frog will directly not become adult from the egg stage. After egg, it undergoes many tadpoles larva stages. Here also, after the fertilization of gametes, they divide and they form a free swimming larva, and the larva name is called as planula. Larva name is specific for phylum. In amphibia, frog, we were calling it as tadpole. In coelentrata, we call it as planula. Okay, we call it as planula larva. Now this larva will undergo metamorphosis. It will come and settle on the base, floor of the water, marine water. ಅದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಸಮುದ್ರದ್ದು ಬುಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು till here, if you see, till here if you see, it was free living. This side, left side, you saw it is attached. After escaping from this polyp, you can see the organism's life cycle was free living. Nearly free agi swim aidittu, and after undergoing this planula larva stage, it comes and gets anchored onto the floor, and now it develops like a plant. Now from this stage, it is attached, sessile form, non-motile form, and then you can see it will start developing all this polyp and other colony, and finally it forms a colony which is enlarged here. Artha aitidya? So this animal, for example, if you are a scientist, if you see the first one, you assume this is a plant like structure, and then you may go with a deep study, and then you may come across to know this is a group of animals. But still, to speak as a common person, if you see the first one, you assume this is a plant under the sea, and if you see this side which I'm circling, that you may think it as what? A jellyfish type of organism. This is a different organism and this is a different organism, but both are same. The first one is a group of animals colony, the other one is solitary and free living. Understood? So this is the life cycle in most of the coelentrates. And finally, one more important thing I wanted to tell you. In this life cycle, if you see, in this life cycle of this coelentrates, if you see, I will put a line here in green color now, so that you don't get confused. This side, okay, the left side, you can see in this Obelia colony, the type of reproduction is asexual because budding is there. Moggu, budding is there. So the first part, the colony shows the attached animal, means the attached colony shows asexual type of asexual type of reproduction, whereas on the other side, on the right side, if you see, I'm putting number 2, this side, if you see, this medusa is showing sexual reproduction. Why? Because sperms and eggs are involved here, right? One part of the life cycle, asexual reproduction, the other part of the life cycle, sexual reproduction. This concept is a very important and a unique one in phylum Coelentrata, and this phenomenon is called as alternation of generation, wherein asexual reproduction alternates with sexual reproduction in the same life cycle. Hope you are clear with what is attached form, what is free living form. Fine. And what is a polyp? Polyps are those cup-like structures found on the colony, on the branches of the colony, whereas medusa means inverted cup-like, umbrella-like, free living structures in the water. Hope you understood this slide. If you are having any confusion, rewind 10 minutes back and go through this again. So Cnidaria exhibit two basic forms, polyps and medusa. I said the first one is sessile, attached, cylindrical, and whereas the second one, like jellyfish and all, is umbrella shaped, free living. Fine. That diagram explained most of the concept what we wanted now. And even the 9th point also I explained with the same diagram, alternation of generation, where in one stage it is having asexual reproduction, in the other part it is having sexual reproduction, and once again it goes on alternating. That's why we call it as alternation of generation in English, and in the Latin we say metagenesis. This word is unique to this phylum. No other phylum you come across this word. And in the end point, we should know digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Two terms we are mentioning here now. Digestion is extracellular and intracellular. I'll use this screen. I'll use this screen to explain what is extracellular and intracellular digestion. This is again a new concept. You have to note it down. You have to add this information along with my first and second session. Now, digestion in animals are of two types. Intracellular and extracellular. A basic concept. In future we will be coming across this term again and again. Intra refers to inside, extra refers to outside. Inside and outside of what? I've already given the name, cell. Digestion occurring inside the cell is called as intracellular digestion, wherein digestion happening outside the cell is called as extracellular digestion. Intracellular digestion, I'll tell you. You take the common example, what you know, amoeba. Food is here, and when the food comes here with the help of pseudopodia, it engulfs nunkolote. It takes the food inside the cytoplasm, and this food is broken down inside the cell and absorbed there only. Digestion is happening inside the cell, so we call it as intracellular digestion. Inside the cell digestion. Extracellular. When I ask students what type of digestion humans have, so they will tell, sir, it is also intracellular. No, actually, assume this is intestine. Stomach admele intestine bartala pipe like structure. Adu food is here. Yeah, food is inside the human body but not inside the cell. Food is inside this intestine. Now this food will break down here only. Why? Because intestine will be having cells. These cells will secrete enzymes. The enzymes will break down this food into minute molecules, and once the food is digested or broken down, then it is absorbed into the body. So the type of digestion in humans is extracellular digestion, wherein the type of digestion we see in the primitive organisms like amoeba is intracellular digestion. In our case, it is extracellular digestion. Hope you are clear with type of digestion, the two types of digestion. In Coelenterata, digestion is extracellular and intracellular. Extracellular is the primitive type of digestion, whereas intracellular digestion is the advanced one. So, previous class in Phylum Porifera, we did not discuss about this one. Okay, there also it may be extracellular only because there was no dedicated system. Here, some coelenteron, gastrovascular cavity is formed, right? So that is taking up of digestion. So we can assume this gastrovascular cavity, what I did here, this one, may form the future digestive system in our case. Now it is having both extracellular and intracellular. When we come to the next phylum, whichever phylum it is, we have to assume there should be some advanced type of digestion present compared to the previous phylum what we have studied. These are the 10 general characters of phylum Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Once again, if they ask you to write the general characters or salient features in your examination, do write only the salient feature. Do not go to explain each point. There are many key terms. You can write your own sentence Unless and until that particular question is asked for explanation, don't write any explanation. You can read and write the same thing what is there on this screen. You can pause and take a screenshot or make a notes of this one, and the same thing will be given to you in the study material also. So this is what a nidoblast or nematocyst, because these are present in the tentacles of these organisms. Coelentrates are also having the other name called as cnidaria. Why? What is the use of this nidoblast? I mentioned down there. It is also an important question. They are used for anchorage, fixing, defense, to protect themselves and to capture the food. These are the example mentioned in your textbook. Just names are enough. No need of learning the diagram. Yeah, this picture is common for you in most of the new notebooks. What you find on the cover page, these photos will be there. A very beautiful diagram. You can see some fishes. Most of the common people get confused looking at this, and they think these are plants and flowers under the sea water. No, these are corals. These are coelentrates, brightly colored. When they are living, they look like a plant and they will be very much flexible. Once they die, the second one you can see, once they die, they become very hard because they have calcium carbonate endoskeleton or the skeletal structure. These structures are what we keep in the aquarium. So these are all animals, coelentrates, and keep one thing in mind, a single round what I am putting here is a colony of organism. They are not single animal. Fine. This is phylum Coelentrata.